Supreme Ventures, making winners every day.
Okay, that was the evening top draw. Lucky $5, pick 2, pick 3, pick 4, hot pick lotto and cash pot draws. Congratulations to all of today's winners.
Get up to 15% off your prescriptions when you visit the new Hilldale Pharmacy and Medical Center on Great George Street, Savannah, Lamar. The time by New Hilldale Pharmacy and Medical Center is
8:33. And guess what I'm checking out right now, making way for EBUZZ. Inside EBUZZ tonight, Fireman Capleton. And of course, I'll be back next week, Monday night at 11. Yes, we'll do it again for you. You take care. Have a wonderful weekend.
Them can't walk the walk when me walk, none of them can't stay. None of them no trade, none of them can't fly when me fly. Me say yes, none of them can't trade, none of them no trade. If them is thinking so right, I know me know the whole of them. I figure regret. None of them no trade. When I read up for me at the best, not so me say east and west. Which part of them bad? Shango slaughter them bad. Devil them a deal with the shot of them God. If them is taking me say batter them, me slaughter them, me slaughter them bad. Matter them bad. Which part of them bad? Which part of them? Which part of them? Alright then. Now no speed and not try overtake again. Them not real so me say them a fake again. So me come here figure but not the hate of them. Next I burn up the rat race of them. Them a smile but me know say a traitor them. Them send the COVID they come fight the hit maker them. Some me tell the youth them say we'll fate again. Every youth that think straight, sure. We no fear them, we no fear them. And if them disrespecting them, disappear them. Cause we no fear them, we no fear them. Well attack them, attack, we no hear them. Cause we no fear them, we no fear them.
Ladies and gentlemen,
This is the Entertainment Buzz.
hear me told ya.
Yo, yo, yo. What them say? Up to the buzz. Me don't know. The buzz.
You know how we roll.
This is the Entertainment Buzz. Further on in the buzz.
That is why they pirate our things. And them searching and searching. Like what just on the clip them away.
What we gonna do right here is go back, way back in time.
Sky, are you? All the rich men them eyes open. Like a flag. Hear me now. It's about it. Dig it way.
Entertainment Buzz are the real thing, man. Sorry.
And now, our feature presentation.
Yes, sir. We want to say a very special welcome to the EBUZZ. I'm DJ Bones.
And I'm Kishima Francis saying, welcome back, pal. How was your vacation? Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
Too bad.
I have...
We had the first show for the New Year.
Yeah, I think we did have a one show.
Yeah, we
That's
did. But look, you see how long you gone?
Jet-lagged. I'm jet-lagged, lagged, log out. Logged.
Yes.
I was on the Asia side of the world. So
How was it? How are you? You look rested.
It was absolutely awesome. If I could manage the flight again, I'd be there regularly.
What do you mean could manage the flight? How long was it?
If I should do it straight, it would be 20 plus hours.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So we chop it up like a gardener and a farmer. We chop. But we ended up in the Philippines. So Philippines, a little bit of Singapore, but Philippines mostly. It was lovely. And for the folks who have never been that side, I have our engineer reincarnated, kind of did leave and come back.
Yes. Welcome back, Tricky.
No, not that Tricky. We have another engineer who was here too. No, Tricky, he arrives when he feels like arriving because he's the boss. Like
Yes.
that. Right. What's the name again, boss? Mallory.
Oh, Mallory.
You remember Mallory?
Okay. Yes.
So, but Mallory is a little Philippines ambassador, So when I was telling him about where I was, he could have tell me, oh, well, I've been there. I know that. And I said, oh, excuse me. Yeah, so Mallory, Rich, big up yourself, youth. Yeah,
Well,
so it was a good time.
Bones. Welcome
Thanks a
back
lot.
for sure, and happy that you enjoyed your time.
We did. Had a great time. And I would encourage anybody to travel that side. Your money goes a long way. That side, yeah. The money goes a long way, long way. All right, we want to say a special welcome to the EBUZZ for this beautiful Wednesday. Feel free to follow us on our social media pages, Instagram, IRIFM_JA, Twitter, IRI_FM, and join us on Facebook at IRIFM. Busy show, packed stuff tonight, yeah?
I know, lots of things happening. I know even though you were away on vacation, you would have been aware of some of the happenings. And, you know, one of our very first hot topic, the saga involving SSL and Usain Bolt and quite a number of others. So the latest is that investigators in the massive fraud case involving brokerage firm Stocks and Securities Limited, SSL, say they are still going through the process of seeking to verify all transactions and movements in affected accounts in order to decipher their authenticity. Now, this after news broke yesterday that emails show that the majority of monies removed from the account of retired legendary sprinter turned music producer Usain Bolt, who is one of 40 SSL clients affected by the fraud, were supposedly requested by an ex-member of Usain Bolt's team.
I don't know why that does not surprise me, but we have to also take into consideration the amount of the other people who got cleaned out. And we also, just a mammoth amount of money that Usain Bolt has lost in terms of, it's about $2 billion in or somewhere there about, if you should equate it into Jamaican money. Not only that, now it seems to me with SSL, a lot of people did business with this place because
a lot of
people. So obviously there was some level of credibility with them at some point where a lot of these people wouldn't put their money there. Even our own prime minister had money there, had a portfolio there.
At some point.
At some point. He said he ended it in 2021. But my thing is this, and a lot of prominent people were running that SSL company, Zachary Harding and others. So what happened? I just don't understand. The optics of it look like they would be a solid place to do business, but obviously not.
Behind the scenes, there were clearly a lot of hanky-panky. What we know is that Usain had given the SSL until this Friday to repay him 1.9 billion, he says was in his account up to October last year.
Right.
And we had a conversation with SSL former CEO Zachary Harding, and he told us earlier this week that the amount was never in Bolt's account during his tenure from September 2019 to June 2022, as it would have appeared on his report. Now, something else that you should know, Bones, is that this and a transfer of a significant amount of funds from Bolt's account to an ex-member of his team, among other things, are being investigated to establish whether the ex-manager's signature was forged, among other things. And it is understood that between 2012 and 2018, nearly 90% of the sums in Bolt's Wellgen Limited account were withdrawn.
Something don't sound right. Yeah, the plot thickens. And of course, there are other members of the public who were, their money was gone. I think there was a lady, I think it's Panton, her name is, she put out a letter or a statement talking about how she executed, taking out the money because she had personal issues, I think, death in her family and sickness and so on. And she did put out a statement or a letter and signed it that this is how it went down.
Well, she's the recently fired wealth advisor who admitted to stealing a total of 90 million Jamaican dollars.
Is a good thief that? That's a good chopper lifestyle and then they cuss the police and scabber man them. Them a chop it up.
It is wild. It is wild. And clearly the end there because she gave a detailed report that also included names, and on her report, Bolt's name was not on it.
And it's quite interesting because what we realize is that when this whole fraud broke with SSL, then there seems to be an avalanche of fraud in other areas.
other areas,
yeah,
yes.
and NCB wealth advisor
that is still going
that
on.
is all going on, and they say that the money that advisor took could go up, so they're still investigating and checking out, and you have all sort of different things happening. Former member of parliament in Hanover have land breach, and they refer him to the police.
There was an issue at Knox. Knox College as well. So, all in all, like just people in general, like hearing all of these things happening as it relates to financial institutions,
yes,
it is difficult for them just to say everything is going to be okay. I don't think that line alone can suffice. You really need to regain the trust of customers so they can truly feel that their money will be safe and secured, especially when to be a part of these financial institutions and also to invest, you have to jump through all sorts of hoops in order just to have a bank account. And
so
then
true.
Internally, all sorts of things are happening. And even doing so, sometimes individuals do feel like they are a scammer with the questions being asked of you to invest your own money. And look what is happening internally. And we're not broad brushing, but it's just difficult to be blinded to what's happening.
You're absolutely right. And one of the things you just mentioned in terms of the amount of bureaucracy that you have to go through to open a simple bank account in Jamaica. We're not talking investment account. We're not just a simple savings account. You need references. You need a job letter. You need job. You need all sorts of something. And then when you actually get it, they're going to say, okay, we now have an investment thing for you to do. This is after you go through all of this. And when they ask you about the investment and you're interested, now this is you putting your money into it. They're still giving you a whole lot of prerequisites for you to qualify or for you to be able to get into this so-called investment. When will it stop? I mean, to me, banks should really cut the red tape off, especially just opening a savings account. I know a little man I try to open a savings account, and when them ask him the amount of something him have to do, I say, no, sir, it shouldn't be that difficult. And
no, it shouldn't.
It really shouldn't. Other things you can understand, business accounts and so on. You need more things to to show. But I mean, a basic savings account is hard, and then they're putting your money into these things. They invest it. People don't realize that banks invest your money, and at the end of the day, one of the worst things or one of the worst instruments you can put your money into is a savings account, because at the end of 1 year you probably get way less than 1% savings or additional percentage on your money. So it really you better just invest, and that's why the investment portfolio has grown so much. But now, can we trust an investment portfolio?
Exactly, and that is the question. And especially when you look at the situation, had it not been Usain Bolt, who is such a global figure, would all of this come to light?
No.
Because now you're hearing of stories of elderly people and other individuals who are telling their tale of how they were burnt by this same financial institution. So interesting times ahead, and we really hope this is not a 9-day talk, and we're following it to the end of it. Hopefully. Some sort of justice can prevail, because tossing somebody in jail alone cannot suffice.
It's not fixing the problem.
Oh, my money go.
Oh, my money go. I need to get it back. And then you have the regulatory bodies who oversees these entities, like the Financial Services Commission. The man who run the commission resigned. All of us, why? Why did he resign? What happened? You understand? And the optics just don't look good.
No, but even these bodies, like I have said before, and last week Amber and I were talking about it, and I said that we are too reactive as a people, because all of this happened now, and then the financial body wants to put in regulatory measures. Like, what happened to the regulatory measures before enforcing it? Because I'm sure they're in place, but what about the enforcement? When you look at financial institutions, shouldn't they have regular checks and balances? Isn't that a part of their daily procedure and processes?
That is true. And another thing that they need to also do, I find this with some institutions, they do not communicate all terms and policies of whatever you're doing, be it a bank account, being it a investment portfolio, being whatever it is, stocks, bonds, whatever. Sometimes if you don't read the fine print, like I say, something goes wrong now. Somebody will say, I never know that. Or they would say, I wasn't aware of that. I wasn't told. They may say, read the fine print. But by rights, certain things need to be explained and told, okay, if you're going to go into stocks, there's a risk. Please be reminded that this may happen. I just want you to be aware when you put your money in. Yes, the return is high, but the risk is also high. And you may lose. Sometimes those things are not told. And then when them lose their money, oh, you never tell me that, you know. So these are
it's in the fine print.
It's in the fine print, you know, or sometimes no print. You can't even read it. It's so fine. So I tell you, it is blasphemous what is happening here, and the avalanche of fraud that is just being exposed, be it with SSL. When me hear one of my brethren named thing, Scamming Society Limited, that's what they call SSL. You know.
Look here.
Rough.
Persons on the international scene looking in, it is not a good look for Jamaica at all. So, you know, it's really further tainting and tarnishing what the country is about. Already we are fighting the crime plague. And, you know, that is what it is. And here it is now. Scamming is getting even larger. The white collar crimes. It is so
contradictory, because one of the things is that we were giving, I mean, the scammer them, the original chopper them. They were on the front page of everything, you know, robbing elderly people in America, telling them this for them to send money because if they don't pay this money, they won't be able to collect the prize. And it worked. But nobody would have thought that the level of the white collar crime would have been this high, this blatant, and so much money being robbed. Because you're not here like a regular chopper out the road that robbed $2 billion.
No, I mean, this level of white collar choppings, they're chopping and they're buying complexes. They're not buying a Mark X, you know, like they...
And two little bimmer.
No, that is not it. It's just some next level thing. And we really want these people to be brought to justice and, you know, one yardstick to measure everybody else.
It is rough, and it is a couple of things. One of the things I heard with Usain Bolt now, with these new revelations about an ex-member, things being signed over to him, he needs to probably check his thing, because somebody probably robbed him from him in his own little camp there. We don't know. But it's a lot of money. It is such a lot of money.
It is a lot, and they're also looking at forgery. That is something that's on the table as well.
Yes.
So, you know, we are following the story closely, and as we get the information, we'll just continue to put it out.
We have to do it. That's our job. But for folks, there are people are still being encouraged to invest, and I believe that investment is the best way to make money. You can't save your money and earn a really big profit.
No, and you can't put your money under your mattress and think that it is going to grow. It will not grow. But
it will grow. It will grow mildew.
Well, there you go. That's a good one.
Yeah,
but
mildew,
I do understand persons being cautious, because I myself, I am very cautious at the moment.
Yes. It's all about investor confidence. That's how you get people to invest. Obviously, this company had investor confidence for a while, SSL, because a lot of people invested. And obviously, they got the returns. Now, they have lost the confidence. And that is the only way people will invest their money. If they have a background, there is a trajectory of, you know, good payments, good results, good management of your portfolio. If those things are not happening, people are not going to invest, because investment is all about market confidence and especially trust. You not trust them? Not gonna work.
You're not going to do it. No, absolutely.
Not gonna work. So it's rough.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, we know our listeners trust us to give them the hottest parties.
A piece of segue that girl.
To what is happening. So tonight is no different. Of course, you know, Mellow Vibes is taking place this weekend, and we're going to be getting the details from Omar Perrin.
As usual.
He's events coordinator for Mellow Vibes and director of Up events.
Yeah, Operation Up, I guess. He'll tell us that. So we're going to see if we can get Omar online. Omar, you there? All right, he's not there yet. So we're going to be talking to him, though, about Mellow Vibes. Mellow Vibes is a wicked party, you know?
Look here.
Wicked piece of party,
always
that's
a
man.
vibe, for real.
Yeah, man. Best of the 80s to the 2000 in a celebration. With drink specials and all that, but we want him to tell us because he'll sell ice to an Eskimo, right?
So we'll definitely get the details from Omar Perrin.
Yeah,
and like you mentioned at the beginning of the show, Bones, so much is happening tonight. Our music artist, can you believe, Bada Bling? People know him as a selector.
Me know him as
selector. Yep. But it's no different from the other day when we had EBUZZ.
Yes,
who is a popular producer, and he too made the transition into being an artist. So people are maximizing their portfolios.
And let's look at Charlie Blacks. Charlie Blacks was a selector.
He was Bass Odyssey.
Bass Odyssey, and then look at him now. So the people have to branch out, and they have to pivot, and they have to evolve, and they're doing it, and they're doing it well. So we're going to be talking to Bada Bling. I can't wait to hear from him. So we're going to be getting to, is that Omar? Omar's online? Omar Perrin, the event coordinator for Mellow Vibes and director of Op Events. Omar, sell the ice to the Eskimo like you usually do.
Hi, Omar. Good night.
How you doing, Omar?
Hey, good night.
Boy, I tell you, it's another night. Mellow Vibes. Where, when, who's on the bill, and the admission. And you're going to tell about security after, but give us those main points right now.
Well, it's this Saturday at the Mass Camp. And on the bill is DJ Liquid, DJ Marvin, and Colin Hines.
Wow. 3 heavy hitters right there, brother.
Heavy hitters, yes.
Heavy hitters.
So how much we pay to go in to vibe to these top DJs and selectors?
It's $1,500 pre-sold, $2,500 at the gate, and we have limited tickets for the Cabana, which is $6,000. That is drink inclusive.
So wait, Cabana's is $6,000?
No, man. VIP.
All right, so
VIP. Okay.
All right, so let me ask you. A lot of people sell the Cabanas separate. Are you doing that, or that's just?
Yes, I am doing that. And
what's the price?
At the moment, we only have one left.
All right, so suppose somebody here now want to buy the one. What left?
Yeah, DM at Mellow Series.
Yes.
Yeah, and we get back to them.
You work with them. Okay.
Okay. And in terms of the tickets, do we just get it at the gate, or do you have outlets?
We have pre-sold tickets, and they're at the outlet right now. They are going pretty far. They are at the Ruby's Gold Terrace. They are Avery's Beauty Concept,
yes.
Kingston Burke, Chelsea Avenue, Genius Pharmacy, Portmore, Collectibles, the Mall Plaza, and AJ Supermarket in Spanish Town. Some persons were saying that they can't take the drive to Portmore, so we made sure to give them AJ's in Spanish Town.
All right, Omar, one of the things I wanted to tell you a while ago is that your signal was getting a little choppy a while ago. And I want everybody to make sure they can hear you unequivocally clear what you're going to be telling us about Mellow Vibes. So, talk to us about what time can we get to the venue. What's a good time for people to step out to Mellow Vibes?
The gates will be open at 9 p.m.
Nice. And of course, the lineup is there. You have your security and all of your things together. Tell us about parking and so on.
Well, we have ample parking inside the stadium, the car park, and we're encouraging all our patrons to park inside. We have enough security and police. We've employed a whole bunch of them to secure those cars. Because we don't want nothing to happen to these cars after we finish partying.
True.
Okay. And before you leave us, Omar, just remind us, who, what, when, where.
Well, it's this Saturday night at the Mass Camp, and it is non-stop dancing from the hits of Colin Hines, DJ Liquid, and DJ Marvin. And we have a lot of surprises. Right? We have a guest appearance. I'm not going to tell you who or how many of those persons will be appearing.
You always do that, You always do that. What make you stay so, Omar? You
who
always
are how many? So,
So it could be a group, it could be a one person.
Yes.
It could be a one person.
Okay.
Plus, we have something that last year we ended the year on a high. And the patrons that came last year, November 26th, will know how we're going to do it even bigger and better this time to start the year. It's a celebration, so we're going to start the year with a bang.
All right. Omar
Perrin, we wish you all the best.
Big up.
Thank you very much.
Have a Mellow Vibes evening, sir. Have a Mellow Vibes evening. You gone left me so quick. Boy, I'm not easy here, man. Have a Mellow Vibes evening, sir. Big up yourself, Omar Perrin, events coordinator for Mellow Vibes and director of Up Events. You feel like watching a movie, Kashima?
I do feel like watching a movie.
I haven't seen a television in 2 or 3 weeks, so it's
wow,
time.
and that's not a bad thing.
No, it's a great thing. Because the movie was Outer Road. That was my movie. Oh, boy. All right, so let's go to At the Movies with Maisha Brody.
Lights, camera, action. Hey movie lovers, welcome to At the Movies. I'm Maisha Brody. Bring back Lime Tree Lane. That's the call many Jamaicans are making after seeing a recent video of 2 of the show's cast members on social media. In the minute-long video, Christopher Daly, who played Johnny, and Silton Townsend, who played Mas Gussie, appeared to reunite. Here's a snippet.
This is significant because a lot of people have asked me about this particular gentleman over the years. I know that we're at the same height. We can talk to him now. On the level. Hello, Mr. Silton Townsend, aka Mas Gussie. What do you know about that?
This man is here, Mas Gussie.
Yes.
And he's a Johnny. Yes. Go for length with him. But, right.
And them just stop asking if you're dead. You're not dead, you're quite alive.
I haven't turned alive.
Eh?
But no matter what, if I die,
still
immortal.
Immortality.
Yes, man.
It's a pleasure to you,
yeah, man. So the next thing I've said, Christ has saved me because that guarantee eternal life.
Guarantee eternal life.
So it's good.
People, this is a great moment.
Yeah, man.
Yes, sir.
Yes,
sir.
Yeah, man.
Give God the glory.
Give God the glory.
Every time. Every time.
The video, which is posted on Daly's Instagram page, garnered nearly 1,000 comments by people expressing happiness at seeing the 2 and calling for the show's return. Bring back Lime Tree Lane. Let it teach Jamaican kids today some real morals. One social media user commented. Lime Tree Lane was Jamaica's first slice of live comedic soap opera, which ran from 1988 until 1997 on the then Jamaica Broadcasting Corporation JBC TV. The show was set in a fictional yet typical city lane and featured a wide range of characters whose paths crossed in often humorous, sometimes touching and instructive ways. Over its nearly 10-year run, Lime Tree Lane provided a platform for many now well-known Jamaican actors, including Daly. While some of the cast members have migrated and at least 2 have died, the show remains a beloved staple of Jamaican television. Still on the movie scene, Angela Bassett's powerful performance as Queen Ramonda in the Black Panther sequel Black Panther Wakanda Forever earned her a Best Supporting Actress nomination on Tuesday for the 95th Academy Awards. While it was not her first nomination, as Bassett received a Best Actress nomination for her portrayal of Tina Turner in 1993's Tina Turner biopic What's Love Got to Do With It, Tuesday's news did mark a few firsts. The nod made her the first person of color, the first woman, and the first Marvel Studios actor to be nominated for a performance in a comic book adaptation. And finally, Brendan Fraser has been nominated for an Oscar for his first lead role in a major film for 12 years, The Whale. Tuesday's Best Actor nomination caps a comeback for one of Hollywood's former leading men who has admitted he was left in the wilderness for a decade. The Whale has now led film studios and fans to re-evaluate The Mummy and George of the Jungle star's talents. Fraser plays a morbidly obese English professor who wants to reconnect with his estranged daughter. The returning US-Canadian actor, aged 54, told BBC News he hopes the feature will help to end the bias against those who live with obesity. The Oscars Awards show will be held on March 12. And here are 5 movies or series to watch this week. Abbott Elementary, Puss in Boots: The Last Wish, Glass Onion: A Knives Out Mystery, Roald Dahl's Matilda the Musical, and The Menu. That's a wrap. Join us next week for more exciting movie news. For At the Movies, I'm Maisha Brody.
Thank you very much, Maisha Brody, with that, the movies, and we're just moving straight into. Boy, me can't believe that is a virgin. Hey, Kishima, where you fighting from? Am I bona fide virgin? This is a Bada Bling, you know. And then Bada Bling now start sing, and then him phone start ring.
Welcome.
Oh,
One Bada, where say you?
yeah, man, a blessed New Year to you, to and the team, and Kashima, everyone, man. A blessed New Year. It has been a good one so far. So that's why I give thanks to life.
So, where your turntable there?
Blessed
I want
to
sound
you.
you go select tonight. You want a forward? What you do? How it work? Come in, one artist here come in now.
The turntable right there, so you know, brain, man. So music ever play inside our way, isn't it?
Yeah.
I know when a lot of us think about Bada Bling or hear your name, what comes to mind is, you know, the unit sound and, you know, the work that you do and your creative antics that you bring to the dance hall, from peeling bananas to having the ladies, them cut up chickens, all sorts of things. But here you are now, expanding your portfolio to include artists. What prompted this move?
I mean, I must say, big respect to persons around me who always show interest in whatever I do. And always, I say, Bada Bling, you know, you can always stretch your horizons. And because I'm a lover of entertainment, it means that I want to be able to be active in every era of entertainment. So we do a little bit of hosting, we do a little bit of radio presenting, we do a little bit of TV. So, I mean, artists is just one thing that I've never tried before. So I'm just putting all my energy and effort into doing it as best as possible, hoping that person will accept what I'm giving to them.
You know, it is. You just mentioned a few things that you do.
Yes.
But there must be a itch why you decide to do that. I mean, you could have said, boy, me try it and me don't like it. But you seem to be good at it and love it.
Yeah.
I don't know if you love
Yes.
it. Out of all the things that you have tried, would you say being the artist is the nicest one or the strongest love you have? What would you say?
I mean, my strongest love in entertainment is being able to make people happy and just well fight. So if that's true being a selector, then that's what I like. If that's being true being an artist, then I'm also gonna love it. So what I love is the ability to make people feel good and to evoke energy and emotion from people. So whatever arena that gives me the platform to do that, then that's what I'm the most wonderful and grateful for.
No, Bada Bling, me write down all of them something, you know, because the lyrics when you dash there while I go wicked, you know, I
definitely understand that.
What the last part there again, you evoke emotion.
When you talk about, you know, like being a selector, that in itself is very demanding. So too is being an artist in terms of the campaigning aspect of it, the creative element. The two things are demanding. How will you ensure that both aspects are properly serviced?
I mean, just like every era in life, as I said, that needs attention. So if a family life, it needs attention. If for your work, it needs attention. And all of these things has to work to make sure that you are successful in all eras. So what I'm planning to do is to balance myself, put myself in a position to know that whatever I'm doing, I'm putting my best in and being persistent. So any arena I find myself in, what I'm hoping to do is to make sure that I create a balance. You understand when I say I work hard? Because at the end of the day, in anything you do, if you're not work hard, nothing come up with it. You understand me? And in the song that I did, in the song that we're going to feature, there's something that I want most people to understand, that you're working hard, you might not achieve what you set out for immediately. You understand me? I say, but as a father, I believe that whatever I'm doing now is not just for myself, but for my kids to come. You see me? I say, so whatever I might not earn in reward now, they can be the one that come to benefit from it.
For the people who are under a rock somewhere, probably not very aware of what's happening in the regular space of the world, what are you promoting right now? And tell us a little bit about how that particular project started. But tell us what you're promoting right now.
I mean, when I started as an artist, one of the persons who kind of pushed me was my virgin from Portmore called Richie 5. He always hear me a freestyle. I love freestyle, even if I don't know what I say.
But them always a pressure me to be an artist. I say, yo, you can do it, man, because you always a freestyle, you have the energy for it, and you already know how to come on stage and be on stage. So, you know, I decided to me I go take on the journey, and we did a couple songs with a producer from Portmore who I'm working with right now called Primetime. Now, the music that we're promoting now, it's called Stages. And this song came about by us just sitting down and just reasoning about life. Everything that you hear me say a while ago, that's what we were talking about. Leaving from one stage of your life where nothing are really gone, but how you reach to the next stage that you reach to, it depends on you as an individual and the work that you're willing to put in. And that's how come the song came about. You understand me? And the only thing is that when we were putting the song together, we never have a name. God, the song did have just what if I think about it, but we never have the name. Right. So we have to big up to our next virgin who we were listening to the song on our live, on my live, which sometimes we're on the live, not all the time. But sometimes we're on the live. And a virgin I listen to the song and they must say Bada Bling. Some people are say faith, some people are say journey, some people are say hard work, but then this virgin just say stages. It's a Bada Bling. You listen to the song, it talk about stages, the way you move through life stages, acquiring your goals, understanding that determination, perseverance, key factors in success. And when him say stages, we just run with the name, and I think it's fitting for the name of the song, isn't it?
I want to hear the song. I don't know about you.
Clairvoyance here.
We can't Bada Bling from the unit originally, you know, on your transit to being an entertainer, and don't have you introduce your own song.
Your way, my boss.
Hey, we're going man to the world right now. Big up to everybody locked into EBUZZ. You don't know Kashima, big up myself, Bones, the whole IFM crew. This song dedicated to every hard-working person out there. Never give up on your dream. Never give up on your goal. Life hard. Listen.
Hear it.
Unfortunately, we did not receive staging, but however, we can play another song from Bada Bling.
Okay, Pop.
Yeah, turn up rhythm. Yeah, what them say, lonely road. When I check the road, they never there. And if you believe in a man's self. So I'm believing in you, brother. Now follow them when them attack so that you not gonna make it. Can't upset the goal you reach and them want to take it. Now make them know your thing, alright, things capacity. Cause them will do your things and turn round and want forget it. Loyalty, me not gonna stress it. Cause Father God, I got me step them anytime I make it. Now burn the bridge, the more you cross, you help you not get it. Enough I turn them back for friendship that not authentic. But me tell you this straight, when you create you, them I go underrate. Try stay in your lane. One leap of heartache campaign, sustain, try again, watch out for my games. Me not change, enough of them sell out for small change. Look good you see the far sale. We always stay true always. Enough of them will come round you, them heart full of doubt. Procrastinate but everything will hold you down with them mouth. That's why me turning on me heart, me not change me round. The negative for them must spread, them do it all for the clout. But me not care where them want say. If them will trick you and kill you, them heartless. The fire ends better watch out for the Mark X. Cause you adjust with on you a police target. But me tell you this straight, when you create you, them I go underrate. Try stay in your lane.
Yeah, man.
Right, stages, Bada Bling.
No, well, the song that one is called Stay True. That was a song that I did several months ago. You understand me? Which is what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to balance music for myself in terms of what I'm able to bring out. Now, a lot of people know me as an MC, as a host in the space of the corporate Jamaica. So what I'm trying to do is to make sure we make fun music that is able to play and listen any single year. So I'm sorry, let me apologize to everybody for you guys not getting the song. I'm not sure what happened, but the song goes a little bit like this. Life hard, enough test man pass, enough road man cross, tragedy we escape them, enough used to talk when nothing now go on, no social media update them. Friendship one time did sacred, but gone were the days when mankind show love less hatred. Respect to the greats them. All who a fight, we no hate them. Success we use and disgrace them. Determination and patience. Enough smiles and tears shed. Positivity we use elevate when them a use style and know them a peer friend. Prime time, you know see a feather wait them. Forward we not to entertain them. Them a gonna recognize when it's too late. See we arise never like when we tune play. One bag of smile and screw face while we at a pitch at Guadalupe. Yeah, so that stage is it.
Hey, we need to get that song because we want to hear it with the rhythm and everything round it and it.
Yeah. Yes. I'm gonna make sure. I'll make sure of that one.
What I wanted to ask you, but like you mentioned it quite a number of times throughout the interview.
Yes.
You as an MC, you as a selector. Have you gotten the opportunity yet to perform on stage as an artist? And what was the reception like if you have already?
I mean, I did a couple school tour, or college tour, I should say, with the release, and it was good. We were at the, it was a good reception because at the end of the day, as I said, what I did was to use my ability to already command the stage to bring my craft to. I mean, we're gonna have a little nervous moments then because this is a new arena. But the truth is, everything again that you do, just believe in it. You first have to believe before anybody else believes. So if the audience don't think you believe, them now gonna believe.
True. Well, let me tell you something, my brother. I want to say congratulations to you on the transition. It's just another thing that you have added to your musical portfolio.
Yes.
And I want you to keep doing what you're doing. Keep shining. Keep that personality where you have up. Always. Every time we see, me have to wonder if a Colgate you work with, coffee your teeth ever does a green so. When me see Bada Bling, Bada Bling, what's you say? So it's good that you can pivot. And you're pivoting very well. Anybody you want to big up before you go? And we want to also know about your social media handles. How can people reach to you on social media?
I mean, one of the most prime social media platform is Instagram. So everybody can follow me at Bada Bling JA. All of the music then that you will hear from Bada Bling, it's being distributed on all streaming platforms. There's a video for stages out now on YouTube. I call it Bada Bling Vivo. It's not an official Vivo channel, but I call it Bada Bling Vivo.
Right.
But big up to the entire D unit, Talaba, Slicker Rich, Kino Ocean 90, and of course, I have to big up to Primetime Music. You see me, I say Raz Prime in Portmore. Big up the whole Portmore fraternity. Much love and respect for all of the love and strength that everybody has been giving me. And I'll continue to make the people them who always appreciate my talent pro.
All right, Bada Bling. Wish you all the best.
We wanna end with a song called "Focus" from you because
we never want to do.
Kashima,
I hear one the one personally.
Here's "Focus." Badda, respect.
Focus for you, girl. Focus. Girl, you make me focus on you. Love it when you whine in a slow motion, girl. Me have to draw for me Trojan. Lock down all night to a slow song. When you get up in your emotions, and I go on like say you don't know, man. Grabbing at your neck, all Kogan, burst on the door jam. Back it up, set it up. Come here, girl, bet you know. Come again, feel me set you up. Use the long hose and wet you up. Girl, there's something tight now, let you go. For you come in my room now and pick it up. Cause you're something good, me can't get enough. Work your hard, then we make it up. Girl, you make me focus on you. Love it.
Thank you very much, Bada Bling. And of course, he was our music artist this week. Great seeing him. We buck him up all over the place, but boy, I tell you, the man have a personality. He was actually quite calm tonight on here. Very, very intellectual.
Look, it's a part of his transition.
Oh my gosh.
I guess he wasn't in his selector mode.
He was great. So,
we're getting a different side to him. But, it's really great when people can expand their portfolio and not just focus on one area or aspect of their life, and which leads us into our discussion because given the current climate in Jamaica with what's happening with investments,
we need to invest in a time signal. When we invest in that, we can come back and talk about more investment. So let's invest in a time signal and come right back.
The time on IRI FM is?
It's 16 minutes after 9 in the p.m. All right, that seems to be the only investment we have. All right.
Absolutely love that segue, Bones. Yeah, you're on it. So, how to secure or safeguard your money in the music industry. And this conversation is happening now on the heels of, what's taking place, and some persons are a little hesitant to invest. And this, Bones, like as an artist, you really want to, the more multiple income streams you have, the better it is for you, and especially in the digital age and the various outlets.
Yes, and one of the things we'd like to make a very special welcome to Mr. Sean Christopher Castle, who is joining us via Zoom. Sir Castle, welcome to the EBUZZ. Great to have you.
Happy to be here, Bones and Kishima.
We have to talk. He's on. Them countrymen. He's my hot attorney. My hot attorney is on the line. And any little problem you have, talk to my hot attorney, Mr. Castle. One of the things we're talking about is pretty much how to secure, safeguard your money in the music industry. It is a field of several ways of making money, and it is limitless because there's publishing, there's royalties, there's performances, there's dub plates, there is endorsement deals, and a host of other things. I know that a lot of our goodly friends in the music industry see the money and then they don't do the right thing sometimes. It's squandered.
Or aren't aware how they can maximize.
Right. We wanted to get your take on some of the things that they could do to secure and safeguard their money while the money is running heavily. Because, it flows sometime and then you have a hell of a drought. So, sometimes, yes.
Sometimes you have a drought. Unless if you manage your business properly, then you'll be around for a very long time, no? Right. Yeah. Or you'll be making money for a very long time, even after you, quote unquote, retire.
Or top out, yes.
So one of the first things I'd tell all artists is that you need to ensure that your business is done properly. You need to be organized from the start. The Jamaican saying, if you start bad, you're going to end bad.
Yes.
So you always want to start good. So the first thing you need to do is ensure, with any business, you need to treat yourself like a business. Right. So we normally say certain people certainly need an attorney or attorney, as it is said. Certainly need to have an accountant.
For sure.
Right? And you certainly need, I would just call it right now, a right hand or a handler, a manager, somebody who can think like you and make decisions on your behalf or assist you in making decisions like a manager. Some people call him road manager, some people call him managers, so on and so forth. Right? This discussion, I heard we only have 15 minutes for this discussion, right, Kishima?
Yes.
Yeah, I already only have 15. So I just took upon myself to kind of somewhat try and separate this discussion into 3 parts.
Okay.
So as you can see, I'll be referring to like my notes a lot. So the first thing would be the music and the brand as the artist, right? Which is the business. The second thing is what you do with the money generated from the music or the brand. And the third thing is how you manage or control points 1 and 2.
Okay.
Right? Meaning the music and the money that you make. So a lot of artists from the beginning, especially in Jamaica, so let's keep it in the Jamaican context just to control the conversation. A lot of artists from the moment they come out, the first thing that they start to get is dub plate money. Right? We have a hot song, you need dubs. You have a hot song, you start to get money thrown at you for performance shows to do live performances.
Right.
And also you start to get all sorts of contracts thrown at you from people saying they want to be a publisher, want to be a distributor, producers want to pay you to record a couple songs, so on and so forth. Right? So without you as the artist, the creative person, your role is creative. Right? The main part of it. So you need people around you or professionals that you can contract or call upon to assist you with interpreting all of this money that is getting thrown at you, interpreting all this documentation that is getting thrown at you. Right? So what for the music and the brand, I heard Bones say earlier that there are many ways to make money from your music. Right?
Yes.
But Bones, a lot of people don't know that, especially in the digital age now, there is an estimated 900,000 revenue streams you can have from one song.
Yes, that's true.
900,000. I hope people hear that correctly, right?
900,000 people.
900,000
one
revenue streams from one song.
Well, I know you can't call out the 900,000 right now.
No, certainly not, sir. Certainly not. No, so we break it down into just
yes.
No. We have a limited amount of time, but there are many ways to do it. People know about sync licensing, they know about publishing, they know about royalty collection as just the base of it.
Base, yes.
Just the basic side of things, right? So any artist that is starting off needs to understand that first of all, the thing that is making you the money, the music, you need to ensure that the foundation of it is correct. So from the moment it's recorded, you always have the producer, sometimes you have the beat maker, sometimes you have persons who contribute to the writing of the song. Exactly, that's where it goes. That's one of the first things they hear about as a new artist. So let's say it's a new artist would be the first thing I hear about is split sheets. But nobody likes when you're in the studio, you have a vibes, everybody drinking, people smoking. Yeah, man, pull out a piece of paper and say, hold on. Somebody about look here. Look here, I need to sort out the splits, how this thing going go. How much did you contribute to the song? Yeah. How much you contribute to the song? Nobody likes studio. Right. So that's why I leave those things up to the bad guy, which is the attorney. Or your manager. So you don't want to kill that vibe, but you need to have that person. You need to maybe have somebody in the studio taking notes, taking notes to say, all right then, Bones, they put in these two lines. Keshima did the background vocals and the harmonies. Right? And that's their contribution. Right. Bones said put a drum here, put a bass there, that kind of thing. And that's the contribution. So that person can already say, okay then, based on everything that we did last night, this is why I see the split happening for this thing, right? We can get to a deeper level on it, but I really want to keep a lot of it very
Sean, Christopher, what would you say to the person listening right now and they're thinking, because basically your thought process is as an artist, you need to have a team, but ever so often Bones and I have done numerous interviews where it's a one-man show and you will hear them talk about being burnt. Talk about the disadvantage of those individuals, those entertainers who prefer to just go and do everything by themselves as opposed to having a solid team to assist them towards success.
I'd say and thank you for that, Kishin, in terms of guidance. Yeah, I think they're being penny-wise. How you go penny-wise and pound foolish?
Pound foolish.
Exactly, because you can... To have success in any area, you can't do it alone. You always need a team around you. You need persons to work on specific areas so they can specialize and focus on having the entire machine operate. And that is why at the beginning I would have said have these particular persons, at least having a contact for them, at least having somebody watching a particular area for you. Because if you try to do all of it on your own, one side is going to follow. If you're better on the creative end, your business side is gonna fall down. If you're better on the business side, then creative. And when I say business side, I mean like maybe watching the money come in, then maybe your bookings is gonna fall down some way, somehow, that kind of thing, right? Maybe your branding is gonna follow, maybe your social media is gonna fall down, your marketing is gonna follow. So the one man thing doesn't work for anybody, right? That's my opinion.
And you're right, because one of the things too is that you can't focus on what you do, because if you're trying, we've had them in here. We've had them say, make me deal with a manager. I'm just creating a scenario where, me have a manager youth, and the man thief me money and, say me don't want nobody manage me again because you said me can do it myself. And then tutus, they don't have social media presence. Then they don't have a proper booking person who managing you, but you in the studio a voice while a booking a come in. So you can now take that booking, a contract may come in, understand the contract because you're still a devising. So
you know what, Bones? You just mentioned a key point that I want Sean Christopher to highlight as well, because as an artist, as a manager, you will invest in an artist, right? And we all know how an investment works. You're putting in your money, and then now sometimes when it is time for you to recoup that money, it is being translated as you being a thief because
You want back your money. It's an
an
investment.
artist may not understand the fine print that you're. So how do you deal with this type of situation when an artist doesn't get it, the manager is putting up the money, or a manager may feel slighted that, look, I can't invest in an artist anymore because it's just going to end bad.
Yeah.
Documentation and contracts.
Yeah.
Right? Documentation and contracts. I mean, no matter what, once you have something in writing, you can always refer back to it. Right? For any business, even as a startup, I mean, I assist like a great number of startups. And often people used to say, all right, then if it's 4 of us, meaning or 3 of us, Keshima, Bones, and Sean, we're starting a business. Yo, let's just put this thing 33. I often have to say, hold on. What basis are you splitting this upon?
Right.
Oh, it's just 3 of us, so it's just 53 years. No, but I mean, you have cash consideration, you have non-cash consideration. So who is putting more than the other one? Who is bringing what to the table?
Right.
Let us see how we can split this thing up. So to bring it back to management, a manager needs to communicate with the artist, and artists need to communicate with them from the jump to say, look here, we can even do even a cash flow projection and say, for the first year, this is what we estimate to spend on your career in terms of marketing, in terms of your wardrobe, in terms of building a website for you, all of these things. And this is how much I expect to recoup on my investment, as we know about the ROI, right? Return on investment. Once you have those conversations early, I mean, you will still have the person who doesn't understand, who say, no, man, this man robbed me, you know.
Right.
You may still have that situation, but at least as the manager, from the manager's perspective, if this artist blows up and becomes a superstar that's touring stadiums worldwide, you can always refer back to that document and say, no, but I helped this person from the onset. I was around when these songs were being made. I am entitled to a percentage of the income that these songs generate. And therefore, I am now claiming what I need to claim. Likewise, the artist can use these contracts to understand that if the manager, if they ask for an accounting of what has been collected on the artist's behalf, then they can refer back to that document and say, but look here, no man, how come you get 100,000 when really and truly you 100,000, which is 10% of $1 million, you were really supposed to get 5%, which is 50 grand.
Right.
You understand? So all these years you've been collecting 100,000 for every $1 million show. No man, I need back my 50 grand for every show.
But it's documented. Right.
Because it's documented. Right?
And usually those relationships will go sour.
Boy, Keshi, I want to tell you, I made a tweet the other day, and I said to myself, boy, I would really invest in an artist if it wasn't proven time and time again that once they reach to a certain level, they act as though you've never assisted them at all. And it happens all the time. It's a typical story, as we could say, common assault.
I have,
right?
As I said, I have managed artists too back in the day. It is something that it is like a disposable cash. It is like you're going to the casino to gamble, but it's a certain amount of money you have, and say if you lose the money there, so it go. That's how you have to deal with certain artists, because if you are looking back for an investment or a return on investment, depending on the artist, depending on the mindset, you are actually going to really lose big time. A lot of times they'll tell you this, then tell you that, because they need you at that time.
Yeah.
The minute
and they will be willing in the hungry moment.
The hungry mode. So this is where it comes back to what you're saying about documentation and contracts.
Of course.
Some people are afraid to do contracts with them when they're young, or they're just coming up because they say, "Boy, I want to go tie this to this man, I'm not going nowhere." Or they have to.
But so what? Just like you say, it's a gamble. I mean, but. Let's we're not here to beat the situation, but there are countless situations in the media right now about artists and their initial management, locally and internationally. We can look at maybe the Meg Thee Stallion situation. We can look at Taylor Swift situation. As some notable moments, right? The ones locally I won't mention because it's kind of too close to home. But let's bring it back to just artists and how they can control the money and how they can generate more money and secure themselves in life, right?
About it, yeah.
So one of the key things an artist can do is ensure that the vehicle that they bring the money in through is an incorporated entity, whether it be an incorporated entity locally or internationally, as everybody probably commonly knows it as an LLC, which stands for Limited Liability Company, through which you do your business, right? So one of the first things, the common upbringing of many artists is that they come from maybe, what's the term, not so well off means, right? And so one of the first things you probably need, instead of renting, you need to have a house, right? Yeah. You need to start being able to have credit and being able to accumulate assets. So look at one of the situations where if you have a LLC and you start to run money through that and you start to pay your taxes and you start to have several bank accounts, then you now have some amount of leverage. You can go to the bank and say, look here, I want a loan to buy this car, I want a loan to buy this house. So rather than spending the big show money where you just met the other day where you got paid 200,000 US for and buy a brand new bimmer, save some of the money
and leverage your bank.
Leverage the bank money. Yeah, man. I believe in that. Buy the car same way on a loan, pay the money every month. If you do a couple double, you can probably pay 6 months worth of the car loan.
Right.
Nobody really has to know that it's on a loan.
Right.
Right? And you have the rest of the money to be able to reinvest in yourself as a business.
You know, Sean, the biggest worry about is that we're going to have to have your back.
Yeah, but we definitely
have to have your back because we're getting the rap time. Yeah.
Yeah, we'll not really get anywhere. And it's gonna
We will
have your back.
Conversation again, and you know, it's such a wealth of information for entertainers. But thank you.
You can call yourself the Castle or the Castle Encyclopedia.
Yes. For the EBUZZ.
This is just the first volume. He has 12. I tell you. Sean,
thank you for having me, man.
Wealth of information. I hope a lot of artists who listen to this program got some information that they can use to benefit their business side of the artistry that they present, which is the music. So, Sean, thanks again. Respect. And we will have you again to go to. We don't reach part 2 yet. Or a part 3. No. We have to go reach part 2 or part 3.
We finish part 1.
Yes, we will definitely. Yeah, we'll part 1 continued.
To be continued, yes. Sean Christopher Castley, an attorney at law, and of course, he is a man who will tell you how to be wise about your money and to secure your money, especially in this music business, which is not easy. So big up yourself, Sean, and thanks again for making time to talk to us tonight on The Buzz.
Anytime. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, man, respect. All right, I feel like some fire gonna reach me now.
I can feel the heat.
Boy, I don't know why the man not turn on the AC. Nicholas, turn on the AC now.
Next to you, but I can feel the heat. And when I feel like this, I just know that the king of fire is.
We need to play some music. We could drop some Capleton or something. What you say? I feel like this.
I said drop it.
Yeah, man, drop something. Yo, watch out. No, sir. Watch out. Look for rich.
The time on Irie FM is.
Your time on Irie FM is 9:35. Watch out. Rich.
And it's a life when I promote the ice of level. Better know. So when I spell them evil concept, go we say that is a destruction to the humanity. So when I say, better know. When I want to know now, hey, check this, chop. Jaja City, Jaja Town, them want to turn it in a cowboy town. When I look and know, Jaja City, Jaja Town, them want to turn it in a dead man town. When I look and know, Mr. John Kojak of John Brown. We now want no more than in a town. Mr. Happy got so lucky, trigger happy out. We now want no more dead body. Well, Mr. Joe kill quick. We don't want no more hit. We don't want no more grave. We don't want no more casket. Well, life we promote, which is righteousness. So don't get a lick. We don't look and know. Jaja City, Jaja Town. Them want to turn it in a cowboy town. We don't look and know. Bloody city, bloody town. But turn it in a rude boy town. Judgment. I said the wicked man will have to fall, and all the righteous man will have to stand tall. And the wrong man them got call, and now them back against the wall them fall. I see the wicked man will have his stand tall. And the wrong man them got gone. And now them back against the wall, them fall. Long time me you want them and them never want listen. Tell them not this the man will get the blessing. Listen to the birds when you hear them a sing. Listen to the leaves all on the tree limb. Watch all the fishes in the sea when them swim. Every living thing have become heal the king. And all the water from the spring, me sing, hey. Say all the wicked man will not do fall. And all the angels from the love is done.
Some me say them can't pan ya. From them not speak no truth, say them can't pan ya. From them a this the little youth, say them can't, say them can't, say them can't, say them can't.
You know, say, hold on. When the microphone I'll pause and stammer.
Can I tell you something?
Yeah.
I feel jealous tonight.
No, you should be. You should
no,
feel very bad.
I feel hurt.
As a matter of fact, I'm going to pour salt in the wound. He's right here. Where you there?
No,
Shango.
Bless up.
It's
Happy
so
New
good.
Year, Happy New Year. You know there's something
Happy
going on.
New Year to you. Look here. We have to just start on the high energy where you leave fans at a rebel salute, you know. Look here.
But here what happened now. This lady telling me, say, there's a gentleman by the name of Orville Burrell. I don't know if you know him. Sir, Mr. Shaggy is going to come and have a little talk with us real quick about a big project that he's doing. And I see, is Orville on the line right now with us? Mr. Boombastic. Ha! Oh!
Welcome,
Shaggy!
welcome.
What, mute?
Give thanks, man. Respect, man.
We are, Brethren.
I'm big up to the fireman, you know.
In the right, you're saying, Shaggy.
Blessed, madam.
Original.
Cool.
So, Shaggy.
Now, Shaggy, we know the Island Music Conference is being held from February 8th through to 12. Talk to us as it relates to who can attend this conference. Is there an admission and how does it work?
Right.
Well, first of all, I just have to say, I can listen to your program a little while. Bones in just the fact that we're having conversation.
Yes.
Is simply means that it is working, you know, and when you're talking about not just the business of music, but music, not just music, but the business of music.
Right.
You know, when you're talking about, part of it, a big part of it is financial literacy.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and what the good lawyer was talking about and giving scenarios.
Yes,
you know,
it was good.
And options for different artists. You know what I mean, and people in music and what they can do. And this is what we want to. We're having people from the financial sector also, which is a big part of it now, especially in the climate of where we are, with all the controversy that has been happening with investments and stuff like that. It's good to have people like that is there. And we have people from different walks of the music fraternity that are there. It's from the 8th to the 12th. And, I want to check the price as far as the different ticket prices.
Right.
We've also created certain things. So, because some people might sit down and say, all right, you might go $300 or whatever it is. There are different prices here and there.
Mm-hmm.
But when you see poor people, some of them money, I pay them kind of money to just go a party.
Seen.
Through the Christmas and through the holiday.
Right.
You know what I mean? So if you can pay something anywhere near that. To
invest in yourself.
To put yourself forward, you should.
Yeah.
Certain people who cannot afford it, of course, there'll be other tickets involved, and we're doing something for Edna Manley, and for people who probably won't be able to afford certain things, but you should check the price for details as far as tickets them and the prices and what they can do. Inquire, go on the site, Island Music Conference. You know what I mean? You can do it on Island Music Conference on Instagram. There'll be information on there.
Yeah.
And all these things. So basically, let you know where they are. It's from the 8th to the 12th, and they're going to be different venues. You're talking from Courtyard Auditorium, Pegasus, what I mean, different places and different times on separate days. There'll be different things happening. And I want everybody to just tune in and kind of figure out where it's really about educating yourself, not just on the music business, but the business of music.
The business of music. And, it was something that we were just talking to our goodly lawyer about. And this, you coming in and telling us about this conference is just really complementing what he's saying. And
because it gives them an opportunity to go to this space to get, further knowledge on it.
and puts it into perspective also.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah. I mean, when you sit down and he talks about the banking.
Yes.
It's a pretty good idea, and that is a theory of it. But there's also, when you think about banks, a lot of banks most of the time don't want to get involved in music with musicians.
Mm-hmm.
Because in their mind they feel they're not bankable, Everything boils down to a track record at the end of the day when you think about it, whether or not. Like you say, when you might file taxes and build up a portfolio so you can go in and have a conversation and leverage to get loans and stuff like that.
Right.
If they see that an artist isn't doing any of that and the artist normally late and not on top of them business and all of that. Then
they're a liability. Them not want to work with them.
Or even have the conversation at that point.
Right.
So we need to change the rhetoric.
Yeah.
The narrative. And change the cycle of what has been going on.
Right.
Because a lot of it is systemic from before. When you think about it, a man might sit up and figure like say, the artists, they're not really looking at artists as business people.
Right.
And feel that they don't just spend their money and buy a car and buy some gold chain and them things. And we really have to change that narrative.
Right.
So
those are depreciating assets.
This is where a conference like this help us to really, put us in that. They get us knowledgeable.
Well,
we can have these conversations.
Shaggy, I want you to remind everyone, because we're kind of strapped for time, remind us where we can go to get information, the website, and if you have some of the venues in your memory, if you can tell us that. But if not, give us a digital.
IslandMusicConference.com, I think, and then you can get online you can go to the Instagram, Island Music Conference.
Mm-hmm.
It's from the 8th to the 12th.
Right.
Of February.
Of February, okay.
And, you can check the press for details because we'll be having a lot of person advertising toward that time.
All right.
Okay,
Shaggy,
awesome. Thanks, Shaggy. We wish you all the best.
Big up the
Continue
boss.
to unite the world through music.
Do your thing, youth. Rich.
All of this. Big up every time.
Big up. Love. All right, so let's put some fire in this place tonight.
Look here.
Look here. Fireman, me never there, Me there foreign,
Yes, sir.
And me feel the heat all the way across Asia while you go on with a rebel salute, Make you stay somewhere. You name fireman, but you look like you catch.
Well, I know.
Talk to me.
Well, I know. So them not tell about Eastern extravaganza. Them not tell about that.
No, they not tell.
So
me.
well, I know. They not tell about Ghetto Splash.
No, them tell me about that.
All right. So,
yes.
So them tell about Footloose.
No, that was your foot did get too loose.
So them tell about original dancehall.
Them tell me about that. Your foot left you.
Okay.
No. Sir.
But Capleton, like you are so effortless when you touch the stage and you get in your elements and just the energy you exude and from start to finish.
True, man.
What's your secret? What is your secret?
Well,
because we said
I love what I do, and
true.
I love the people. And for me, it's not the hype, it's not the popularity, it's not the fame, it's not the money, it's not the publicity. For me, it's the people and it's the culture and the music. You understand? And then I don't have to smoke and I don't drink. You understand? To go out there and hold a vibe. You understand? Because the musician will ignite me with the instruments. Likewise, the audience. That's why people want to say, oh, the people are always in a frenzy. When Capleton come, them get mad.
Yes.
Be a fire, be energy, but it's whatever you put out. It's like the universe. Whatever you send out there in the universe, it will come right round. You understand? That's why we always have to send out positive energy. And I don't like a dead show either.
No.
You know what I mean?
All right, so somebody asked me the other day, say, Bones, how old you think Capleton is? Me say, I really don't know because the way him operate, you can't really tell. So the man say, him see I perform and you jump 10 feet or 6 feet in the air. And me I said, Capleton really, I said he has been doing that for a very long time.
Well, I went to Africa and when I jump, them said I jump higher than the Maasai. I the Maasai is the highest jumper.
It's the highest jumper. All
right, so you know what's up there go. It's an inborn thing, man, and it's hard. And as I say, we depend on the music to give it the energy the end of that. Cause people don't know about signals, they don't know about waves, they don't know about frequency. You understand me?
Right.
Yeah, man. So them not in tune to connection,
Right.
Yeah. So You know, as I say, I love it. Rebel Salute, come here, I couldn't shell down the rest of the show them. Rebel Salute, I want an hour show, you know, the only rest of the show within that time. You understand me? I say, we forgot to go different it. Worse, we see the demoralizing of the music and the demotivation and everything there. So, you know, we have to make them know, say, you know, when it come to the dance hall and when it come to reggae music, the authenticity, we have to have it in the music and we can't let go that card as that make it. And we have to pay the homage to the Asian people who set the foundation, who paved the way, who leave the footprints and the sands of time, who gave us the privilege. You understand me? I say, so don't forget where you're coming from, because if you forget where you're coming from, you won't know where you're going. You understand me? I say, I remember the people who set the foundation, who give you the opportunity, the people who face the challenges and the sacrifices and they go through it. You understand? Even though we know these are they who pass through great tribulation, we have to go through it. You see me? That's how we could get to know the Almighty. Because most people them don't know what shelterless is. They don't know what clothless is. Them don't know about hunger. Them don't know about certain things. You understand? So you have to been through it. When you go through certain things in life, you have to know God. Because you have to pray. You understand what I say? So I say, go man. But my day man and I do it, man.
Glad to see you.
I tell you, I say next year, hour and a half, 2 hours.
Yeah, you must short your thing.
Yeah,
no.
I mean, get less time.
No, you're not right.
Don't it?
Rebel.
The people are never ready for me leave it.
You're not behaving like a vegetable, Rebel.
It come like Rebel, I save it for next year. I save it for next year.
But look what you did, Capleton. With less time and 2 nights.
You did
at
more.
the end of it, everybody just has to fireman.
Fireman. I love that. And I want to say big respect to the patrons. Big respect to my fans them out there, you know what I mean? And all of the people who came out and support an event like, you know what I mean, like a Rebel Salute, you know, we have to give thanks, you understand? Because you see what is going on. When it comes to the message and certain things, you know, them not really depend on that, you know. You understand me? I say, because them don't want you to speak for the less fortunate.
Right.
There's so many people who are oppressed and suppressed by the system systematically, you understand? So this is the music that the people depend on. So when you talk about authentic dancehall, authentic reggae music, you talk about soul. It talk about spirituality. You understand me? I say it tell us say, yo, keep your focus a greater day ahead of you. Don't worry about the turmoils and the obstacles and the stumbling block in life, because that is just a part of the struggle. Right. We have to go through it. When I tell some people some used to work at Free Zone and came on a spark and I used to push Uncarton at the Art of Kingston.
No.
You ever know? No. Yeah, I used to work at Tropical Plaza by the little kids store.
Yeah, man, say no, you name One Blood calling.
Yeah, man, I say, man, big up yourself, blood.
One Blood. Yeah, man. Yeah, man. I came on and sing that too.
Yeah.
You're dropping some gems right now, because when you talk about the authenticity of the music and then you also talk about like just the energy where the music usually carry. Right. What are your thoughts on where the music is now, and then just the how Afrobeat itself is blowing up globally?
Well, as for Afrobeat, you know, Africa we had.
Exactly.
You understand me? I say.
And it's a beat.
Yeah, but you know, we still have to remember that when you talk about dancehall and talk about authentic dancehall, and if you talk about reggaeton, if you talk about EDM, you know what I mean? Even rap.
Yeah.
You understand me? I say, we talk about Afrobeat, it derived from
us. Yeah.
You know what I mean? So we just have to know that not because we are the creators, and we create this, we'll make it seem like it is nothing. We still have to value it.
That's true.
You know what I mean?
That's true.
Like when the white man them get the Grammy and people start buying.
Quarrel,
Yeah, because they value the music. You know, as me I say, they know what the music does and what the music is all about, and them nourish it and them nurture it and them deal with it fragile. And you understand, more time it make we feel jealous in ourselves, because we know, say, yo, look on we creation and look how people are going like that. You understand me? I say, but we don't worry about when people are interject, because as we say, the message, it is not limited. You understand me? And the music is not limited. You know, that's why it conquered the world globally. You understand me? I say, galactically, wherever. You understand me?
Yeah, man.
Yes, sir. So, so you know this something goes. So, you know, we give thanks to Jamaica, we give thanks to Rastafari, we give thanks to the culture, you know, we give thanks to the music. It alone make us survive. I think the music needs to go back in the ghetto too, because them can relate to it. You understand me? I say, because them feel the pressure. You understand?
This is something that everybody must wonder, because you're always working constantly. What is the latest musical project we can look out from
Oh
Capleton?
my goodness.
I mean, not enough.
Well, right now, why they them send me name? Them change my name, you know.
What?
Yeah. Not to the collab king. Collab king, them I say.
Man. Nobody had only for collaboration with you.
Right now, me have collab with Sizzler and a youth named Bale. Me have collab with Bojo.
Yeah.
And the same youth named Bale.
Yeah.
Me have collab with Chronic and Bounty Killer.
Yes.
Chronics and Bounty Killer.
Right.
Me have collab with Berry Salmon.
Yes.
Me have collab with Morgan Heritage,
Yeah.
Alpha Blondie. You see me?
My goodness.
Red Rose.
Right.
You know what I mean? Name it. And me have collab with so many different. So like some upcoming youth, about maybe about 20 or 30 of them.
And you
some
know,
of them, I don't remember them name.
And you're going to have
But
the
me still give
latest.
them a strength. You know why? It's strength to strength.
It's strength to strength.
Yes.
And you're going to have a collab coming up with Bones and Kishima. So line up yourself, Kishima. Clear up your, you know. Yeah. You know.
I watch me one of my youth. They are furious. We just drop a single. We are going.
Come in Furious. No, you say Furious. Am I bridging this long time?
Furious,
and it's a youth where ever they work hard.
Yeah, man.
Furious. Big up yourself.
Yeah, man, you know what thing go? Keshima, big up yourself.
Big up yourself, Furious.
Yeah, man, I'm more love and more blessings, you know?
Yeah, man, for real.
Yeah,
Yeah,
man.
man. Bless up. But you know, Capleton, you see that good vibe of which you speak, just doing the collaborations and strengthening somebody else.
Yeah.
Do you feel like that is kind of lacking in the dancehall space, reggae space? Because we not lift up each other.
No. And the selfishness no work. And the,
Right.
the Almighty don't like selfishness.
No.
And never feel like the world revolve around you and it's all about you. And everybody else know nothing. That's why I'm going to deal with people with hype. You know what I mean?
And you know,
That's why I exercise so much humility and discipline and tolerance. You understand? And the key is simplicity too, you know.
Yeah.
You know, you have to know, you know. That's why I say we give thanks to the music. We have the soul. It make we get in ourselves.
Yeah.
Because Babylon is really trying to separate us from the God that live within us. Because when you talk about God, what is really God? Or who is really God? God is really love, which is the truth. You know what I mean? And if you want to find heaven, then you have to find heaven within yourself. Because what is really heaven? Heaven is peace. Heaven is joy. Heaven is happiness. Heaven is unity. And if you want to find hell, what is hell? Hell is sorrow.
Yeah.
Hell is dismay. Hell is destruction. Hell is immorality or abnormality. You know what I mean?
You want to say to you, Capleton. You remember you said something earlier. You said you give the youth them a strength.
Yeah.
Strength is strength.
Yes, sir.
We're going to give Furious a strength.
What do you mean?
Yeah, we're going to give Furious a strength.
Yeah, man.
So tell me about Furious product, the collaboration you have with Furious now.
Yeah.
Like that.
Fans, they know him like that, especially when
Love
we think
youths.
about a St. Mary me come from.
don't you?
You
Yes.
could have taken this show anywhere across Jamaica, but you choose to bring it to your home parish.
Right?
How are things looking with that? I mean, I know the
Yeah.
pandemic kind of messed it up a bit and, you know, it was on pause.
Yeah, but we're working on it, man. We're working on it. We're working on it for this August. You know, August the 5th same way. You know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah,
Yeah,
man. So we are
awesome.
start out right now. You know
Need
what I mean?
it.
Yeah, we need it,
Need
guys.
it.
You know, as I say, you know, it's a meaningful show, you know what I mean?
Right.
So, you know, and people can say, yeah, this did happen to St. Mary I come from, you know what I mean? And if you talk about reform center, if you talk about community center, if you talk about youth club, if you talk about school, if you talk about hospitals, you understand? And then I share the glory. As my tell us, the selfish thing don't work.
No.
Even though I St. Mary and the art of it and the whole thing is St. Mary, but we still give back to St. Andrew, and we give back to St. Anne, and we give back to St. Catherine. So we still spread the love and share the glory.
And I agree with him, Tishim. Selfish thing no work. Man, a rasta.
It can't work.
Sell fruits.
It
Him
cannot
sell
work.
fruits, not
and,
fish.
And show a man in your corner. Yo, when me there show you know.
Yeah.
You see if a man up on the stage, I burn down the stage.
Yes.
Me I beat some blank round the stage. I want to
How you say?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because talent is talent and when gift is gift. You understand what I mean? Regardless. You know what I mean? So that people don't realize when you see a man excel and they must strive for the glory and they must strive for the best, and you see me God bless him and them thing that you cannot try to fight the powers that invested within him. You know what I mean? Make him a progress and things that happen for him. Remember, you want the progress to, you know?
Right.
So you're gonna depend on the power. You understand? The same power make him a strive, you know? So if you fight it out of him, then it's like you fight it out of yourself. Just like someone hype and him a show off, it's like him not sure of himself. Well, you know you can do already, don't you?
Right.
You see me? You know, so enough people judge me from the aggression on stage. And then when and check me all unapproachable. Until the day them approach me, I say, yo,
I saw him
say I send it down, bless him. Yeah, I saw
but we have to have you forward again.
Yeah, most definitely.
No, for real.
Done.
Well, I know. So, Kishima, you not talk about my suit and my shoes. Rebel salute.
No, the bones are on left it. Look, your outfits.
Yeah.
Talk to us about your outfits and the preparation for that.
Well, I have to big up Bala as a designer.
Oh, Bala, yeah, man.
Bala, you know you're there right now. You big up yourself. You know, right? You're the talk of the world right now.
Yeah, man.
You know what I mean? Sealer.
All the table I mash up. All the table.
And I want to big up Ken. I want to big up Ken, the shoes man, who make the shoes, you know what I mean? Because the shoes shot too, you know what I mean? And I want to tell us, originally, his father, you know, used to, you know, make me think my footwork good, but, you know, he passed away, so R.I.P. to that, you know.
True.
Rest in peace. But as I say, you know,
man, take time with them.
All right, me and Bala met, you know, we met out of nothing.
Right.
He didn't know he had to sew a suit for me. Oh, me and the shoes man met, you know, that is the father.
Right.
Him never know say I'm going to make a shoes. I'm going to show you some more time the Almighty RD in certain
yes.
things it have to manifest. You see me, that I go with the flow. I know what is to be will have to be. You understand? If it wasn't, then it won't happen. You understand? So, as we say, I go with the universe. I know that, you know, we manifest the activity of our thinking. So we create our physical experiences through the way we think and the way we feel through emotion or intuition or invocation or name it. All right, you see, in other time, people that go find God. And them that go find the power and them that go realize that it dwell within them and them now have to look out at themselves. But Babylon is trying to destroy the spirituality of the people, knowing that the evil that they are doing to humanity that is not human and against the laws of nature and against humanity. You see me, I say them are trying to destroy spirituality. And how can they destroy spirituality? It's to let the people driven by fear or consumed by fear.
Right.
You understand? Because when people get fearful, all them immune system get weak.
Everything pop
them lose courage, don't?
Yeah.
Them lose faith. Persistent get weak.
Yep.
Determination get low, don't you? And what you know now, Babylon teach you to be racist amongst your own self because them teach you to hate yourself. So we don't even racist against another nation, racist amongst our own self. And then we don't take time to do researches and we don't analyze and we don't run surveys. You understand? We just take everything where we get and say, yes, it is all good. You cannot do that. When Babylon try to change the fact and claim the divinity, we are talking about. And we are not stooping to the limitation in Babylon. And or accept the stupid of the right.
But yeah, no, Capleton. We have a special survey, we're going to tell you now. Yeah. If we continue anymore, we're going to lose the work. All right. So we will have
Before we close off, congratulations on your 2 platinum tracks that you received from DJ Khaled. Bless up.
Man, big up DJ Khaled.
Big up Khaled. Another one.
It just shows you say good work. Yeah. And work. People them to see.
Yeah, man, big them up.
Contractor, big up yourself. Gabriel in the building.
Contractor, rich.
David don't say the one with the puppy in my place. Don't know. Islington, St. Mary, Jamaica. I don't know my thing, don't it? Fireman, when you know see me. Be a fire.
Be a fire.
Yeah, man.
Yeah,
so,
cool.
As I said, we just have to keep the fire burning. Can you see the energy? You see the vibe. You see the people them really miss it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They miss the energy. The people miss it. And right now, we just want people to know say we love with music. And we're mad for it. Now, but I feel like when we come out there alone and not get mad, we're mad for the thing too.
There's a youth down at the jerk center right now. The man said, Bones, if you don't get a little video of Capleton, me go out of my mind.
Yeah.
That's why I made video a while ago. If you say he was forwarding up here
All
tonight.
right.
The man can't believe.
Yeah, man.
But Capleton, we
Yeah,
got
man.
to go.
Yeah, man.
If we don't, unless we lose
Bobo,
the work.
Naya being here. Know the something.
Yeah, man.
Yeah,
All right,
man.
we want to
Rastafari.
say very special thanks to everyone who made the EBUZZ possible. Fireman.
Yeah,
you
man.
need to forward more early. We need an hour, 2 hours.
I know me enemy me fear, but are the ones them where they near.
Yeah.
The same ones them in your circle, them same one we want hurt you. Some boy ya tough like a turtle, that one your name. I know me enemy me fear, but are the ones them where they near. The same ones them in your circle, them same one we want hurt you. Some people are tough like a turtle, that one your name. Can't believe how them send come.
Right.
Boy, check it out how your friend come. Boy, well I'm about 10 come. It's like a Lucifer and hell come.
Hey!
Boy, lucky thing them never welcome.
Boy,
More fire.
More fire.
Keep
King
it burning,
of
can't
fire.
cool.
Can't cool.
I big up
Fire,
yourself
man.
when I was missing.
Yeah.
When I come
Yeah.
look for it.
So forward, man.
The private jet had a
She's
flat tire.
so forward.
Oh. Fire.
Hot can't cool.
Okay,
Blaze
but-
up fire. Blaze up.
We want to say special thanks to everyone who made the bus possible. Thanks to Rashona Fitzhenley, Vivian Stewart, Jody and Dawkins, our producers, technical operator DJ Lollipop, studio engineer Nicholas Francis, and of course, telephone operator Amoy McKnight, social media specialist Peter Brodba. Thank you very much. And of course, Muta Baruka is coming up next with the Cutting Edge. I'm DJ Bones.
And I'm Kishima Francis. We out.
Yes. Join us next week for another exciting.